Okay, let's dive in. When you picture the 1930s, the images are pretty stark, aren't they?
Oh, absolutely. Dusty roads, you see men working fields by hand, those soup lines.
Right. It was a time when, well, survival wasn't abstract. It was everything. You had to be resourceful.
Yeah, the whole economic landscape just
Yeah.
shifted massively.
Yeah.
And people had no choice but to shift right along with it. There was zero room for waste.
None. Every single scrap mattered.
Leftovers, bits of cloth, anything.
And that's exactly why the source material we got our hands on really jumped out. It's an article, but it's framed for us now
Right. Taking those frugal living tips straight from the Depression era.
and presenting them for today. The framing's really specific, too. It talks about how men back then, quote, didn't have the luxury of waste.
Hmm. And it draws this direct line, doesn't it? From that kind of historical pressure to, well, right now.
Exactly. With costs going up, this general uncertainty.
These old ways suddenly feel pretty relevant again.
Totally. So, the mission for this deep dive is simple. Dig into this source, pull out the really potent lessons from that time, and see how they might apply to you today.
Yeah, the article suggests you can live smarter, cut waste, and build resilience like their grandfathers did.
It really leans into that connection, the whole make do or do without thing.
That idea of the grandfather who could, fix anything, grow
And
anything.
start throughout a single glass jar.
Exactly. It sets the scene for these really practical, hands-on tips.
Okay, so let's get into it. The source lists out 25 specific tips. They're about saving money, sure, but there's something deeper going on.
That's what I found interesting, too. It's not just about, balancing the books. It's about building capability.
A kind of personal strength.
Yeah, resilience, like the article said right at the start. A skill set for when things get tough.
Okay, so the first bunch of tips are all about those foundational skills. Fixing things, making things.
Right. Starting with tip 1. Learn to fix things yourself. The basics. Home, car.
Yeah, the stuff we often pay a premium for now. Changing oil, fixing a leaky tap.
Even just a squeaky hinge.
The source calls them money-saving survival skills, and honestly, when you look at service call costs,
It makes total sense. And building right on that is tip 8. Learn basic carpentry.
not becoming a master furniture maker overnight, but
No. Just the core skills. Build simple things, make basic repairs.
I like the little mantra in the source for this one. Measure twice, cut once, build proud.
Yeah, there's a carefulness to it. Important when you couldn't afford to waste materials.
Which connects nicely to the next one, doesn't it? Tip 13, keep everything clean and functional.
Mm-hmm. Preventative maintenance, basically, for everything you own.
Oiling tools, keeping the workshop tidy.
The source says it gives things long life. Stops small problems becoming big, expensive ones.
Okay, let's shift gears a bit. Resourcefulness, reuse. This section is pure use absolutely everything.
Almost extreme, yeah. Like tip 6, use every last drop.
The examples are great. Cutting open lotion tubes.
Scraping out the very last bit.
Standing the ketchup bottle upside down. It's a real mindset, isn't it? Maximize everything.
Absolutely. Which flows straight into tip 9. Save and reuse everything. Beyond just the consumables.
Old jars for storage.
Tin cans for organizers.
Old denim for patches.
Yeah. The source is blunt. Nothing gets tossed. Period.
And looping back to those building skills we mentioned. Tip 5, build with scrap materials.
Don't buy what you can build. That's the essence.
Using pallets, leftover wood.
You can make useful stuff. Shelves, workbenches, even gardener beds.
Yeah.
For things people literally throw out.
It's such a counterpoint to how we often live now.
Definitely.
All right, let's talk food. Obviously huge back then.
Central. Tip 3. Master the one-pot meal. Efficiency. Stretching ingredients.
Chili, beans and rice stews. The source nails the benefits. Protein-packed, hearty, cheap.
And the bonus.
No pile of duddy dishes. Always a win.
Even today, right? And linked to that is tip 19. Cook in bulk and freeze.
Makes perfect sense. The article just says, cook once, eat all week, save money and time.
Such a simple, effective strategy. Make a big batch, portion it out. Works just as well now.
And another food angle. Tip 23, grow what you can.
Yeah. Even a little bit makes a difference.
Doesn't have to be a huge garden. The source suggests starting small. Herbs on the windowsill.
A few tomato plants, lettuce in pots.
Connects you to your food source, plus, free ingredients.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay, next up. Personal items, clothes, style. This really challenges our throwaway culture.
Absolutely. Tip 2, mend and maintain your clothes, making things last.
Polishing shoes, sewing buttons using a lint shaver. The source has this great line.
Oh, yeah.
A man who shines his boots and patches his jeans isn't old-fashioned. He's smart.
I like that reframing, maintenance as intelligence.
Exactly. And related. Tip 12. Invest in quality boots. Not about spending loads, but choosing durability.
Buying things built to last.
Buy once, care for it, keep it for decades. That's the idea. Taking care of good leather boots becomes an act of preservation.
Makes sense. So how do you get these quality things, or just necessities, without breaking the bank?
Well, tip 14. Embrace secondhand.
Thrift stores, flea markets.
The article calls them gold mines in disguise. Pictures finding a barely used leather jacket. There's so much value already out there.
True. And then simplifying things. Tip 21, adopt a uniform.
This is about cutting down decisions, focusing on function.
Flannel, jeans, boots, the classics mentioned.
Minimal gear, maximum function, less time fussing, less money on trends. Just reliable stuff.
Okay, how about enjoying life? Entertainment, well-being, but on a tight budget.
Super important. Tip 15. Read for free. Simple, powerful.
Books build the mind. Libraries don't charge. Can't argue with that. Physical books, ebooks from the library.
It's all accessible. Then there's tip 10. Brew your own beer or roast coffee.
Turning something you consume anyway into a hobby.
Yeah, saves money, plus the source mentioned the bragging rights.
Huh. Roasting your own beans, capping homebrew, it's a skill and cheaper.
Definitely. And for fitness, tip 16. Build a home gym from scratch.
Get creative. Cinder blocks, sandbags.
Body weight exercises. That old school fitness approach. You don't need fancy gear.
True, and maybe the ultimate free activity. Tip 17, embrace the outdoors.
Fresh air, recreation. Often build skills too.
Fishing, camping, chopping wood, the sorts even links camping directly to building resilience.
Nature offers a ton for basically zero cost.
Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Money management, financial habits.
Core stuff. Tip 11. Delay major purchases. Fighting that impulse buy.
The source suggests the 30-day rule.
Right. If it's not essential, just wait 30 days, see if you still want it or need it. Often the urge just fades.
Good discipline. Then the absolute foundation. Tip 20. Track every penny.
You have to. The source quote is sharp. If you don't track it, you can't fix it.
Doesn't matter how. Spreadsheet, app, cash envelopes.
Just know where it's going. That's step 1. Always.
And turning that tracking into a plan. Tip 24. Budget, like it's survival.
It really connects budgeting to essentials.
Needs versus wants. The source calls it the oldest budgeting rule there is. Pictures writing food, rent, tools on a notepad. Focus on the must-haves first.
Absolutely. And kind of underpinning all these financial habits. Tip 25. Embrace minimalism.
Less stuff, less problem.
Pretty much. The article connects it directly. Less stuff, less stress, less spending, own what serves you.
Creates a picture of a clean, organized space, the kind of freedom.
Yeah, not being weighed down by possessions.
Okay, last section. Earning money and the role of community.
Right. Tip 22. Start a hands-on side hustle using those practical skills we talked about.
Flipping furniture, fixing bikes, detailing cars.
The takeaway is simple but strong. Your hands can earn you money. Tangible skills have real value. The source mentions a guy sanding an old table.
I remember that image. And related to skills. Tip 18, barter and trade skills.
An old idea, but still works.
The example was clear. Trade a haircut for a car repair.
Yeah, bypass cash entirely. Use your skills to get what you need from others. Builds community reliance too.
For sure. And finally, a simple everyday saving. Tip 7, walk or bike when you can.
Gas guzzles your wallet, legs are free.
Can't get much simpler than that. Your own power or a bike. Cheapest way to get around. Healthiest too, often. Like that image of biking with groceries.
So when you pull all these 25 tips together, the skills, the reuse, the food, the maintenance, the free entertainment, the money tracking, using your hands.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it?
And
It's not just random tips, it's a whole approach. Self-reliance, creativity.
Delayed gratification, definitely.
Yeah.
Community connection, respect for resources.
It feels like a blueprint for a different way of operating, building capability.
Resilience from the ground up.
Hmm?
Thinking about this whole list now, what's the one thing that really stands out for you? What resonates most?
For me, I think it's that deliberate focus on maintenance and repair, seeing it as smart, not just old-fashioned. We're so quick to replace things now. The idea of actively caring for what you have, it feels, I don't know, powerful, empowering.
That's a great way to put it. Stewardship over consumption. And it connects right back to the source's core idea, right? That hardship didn't break people in the Depression.
It forced adaptation, endurance.
As the source said, men of the Depression didn't fold under pressure. They adapted. They endured.
And the point is driven home that these aren't just historical footnotes. They're skills for now, for building your own stability.
Yeah, this whole deep dive really reframes what frugality even means. It's not about lack. The source ends with this really powerful thought.
Yeah, it's worth sitting with.
It says, frugality isn't weakness,
It's power, it's freedom, it's knowing how to survive when the world shifts.
something to really chew on, especially, in times like these.